2008 Nissan Sentra, and today we're going to be replacing the driver's side front CV axle. Let's get to it. Alright, step one, remove the wheel. These have these cheap little hubcaps on them. You just grab these and pull these off. I don't know if yours are going to have that or not, but this one does. It is a 21 millimeter. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this cotter pin, which is very large. I'm not too sure why. This is more than likely not the correct cotter pin that was supposed to be used here, but what you gonna do? Nope, it is a 36 millimeter. I'm going to take that off. Next, we're going to check for play. You want to make sure that you're able to push this CV axle in. You can see ours is moving nice and easily. This CV axle was replaced before she purchased the vehicle, and it is making clicking noises. So I don't know if it was some kind of like a crappy like rebuilt one that they got their hands on or what they got, but this CV axle is already making clicking noises during low speed turns. So that's the reason that we're doing this. That looks nice and loose, so we'll be able to get the CV axle out of here, no issue. If you do have a CV axle that gets stuck on, go ahead and put your nut on and wind it down until it is flush with the head of the tip of the CV axle. And you can get yourself a hammer and just hit that a couple times to break it loose. You get the idea. Spray down some PV blaster in there, whatever you gotta do. All right, next on to the back side, we are here at the lower control arm. You can see right here is a 14 millimeter. I'm gonna go ahead and put a small extension on my 3/8 impact real quick. We've got our 3-inch extension on top of our deep 14 millimeter. That way we can clear the caliper right here. And I've got a 14 millimeter wrench I'm gonna go ahead and put on the back end just to hold the nut in place. All right, the nut is off. See if we can't worm this out of here ever so slowly. Go. And now we're going to go ahead and give this lower control arm a couple good whacks to break the lower ball joint loose. Sometimes these ones get pretty stuck on. You can go ahead and get yourself a little pry bar, stick it right here in the groove, which you can't see. So right up here, you can see how this basically just pinches the lower ball joint into place. You can put a pry bar right in here and just gently spread it apart. Just give it a good couple tugs. Yep, you can see we loosen it right there. There we go. Put my light bar back right here real quick. And now the lower control arm is loose. Go ahead and push that CV axle in. And separate the CV axle from the steering knuckle. All right, lastly, we're gonna get right up inside of here, right where the CV axle goes into the transmission, and we're gonna use a pry bar to pop that out of the transmission. Make sure you have a catch can ready, because sometimes they like to leak transmission fluid, sometimes they don't. All depends on the vehicle. All right, CV axle has been freed. And there's a transmission fluid. So we're gonna put this one back in real quick. What we're gonna do now is we're going to quickly swap the old CV axle for the new CV axle to minimize the amount of transmission fluid we're gonna lose and therefore have to replace. Go ahead once again, pop this thing out. There it goes. Relocate my light bar. So I can do this in hopefully one swift motion. All right. And to get it reseated, if you weren't able to see from the last video angle, you press in on the CV axle and you tap it lightly with a large hammer like this one until it seats up against the transmission. Make sure you have it properly aligned first, of course. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Put it back in reverse order and make sure you top off your transmission fluid. If this video helped you out, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Be safe out there.